Hi students, good evening to all of you and welcome my channel. Today's topic is oogenesis. As in my previous video, I have already discussed about spermatogenesis. Students, as you know, the production of spermatozoa from male gonad testis, that is called as spermatogenesis. So like that of spermatogenesis, oogenesis is so the process of production of ova from ovary. The process of production of ova from ovary called as oogenesis. So like that of spermatogenesis, oogenesis is completed in 3 phases. Oogenesis involved 3 phases. That is, first one is multiplication phase. Second is growth phase, and third one is maturation phase. So multiplication phase is the first phase of that oogenesis, and oogenesis starts in ovary during 3rd month of fetal development. Embryonic development 3 मास बेलू oogenesis starts हुए female ovary रे, and it is the first egg is released at the time of menarche. The first egg is released at the time of puberty in menarche, that in ovulatory phase of menstrual cycle. But the formation of ova starts during embryonic development, during 3rd month of fetal development. So during this multiplication phase, as you have already known that ovary is externally covered by a membrane called as germinal epithelium. If we observe the transverse section of ovary, so externally it is covered by a membrane that is made of germinal epithelium. So ovary is externally covered by germinal epithelium, and the property of that germinal epithelium is to undergo repeated mitotic division to increase the number of cells. So this is germinal epithelium of ovary, and this germinal epithelium of ovary in multiplication phase undergo repeated mitotic division, so that it produces huge number of cells. Those cells become larger with bigger nucleus. It is called as primordial germ cell. This is germinal epithelium, and it undergo repeated mitotic division, so that it produces huge number of daughter cells. Those daughter cells become larger with bigger nucleus and having ability to divide repeatedly by mitosis. It is called as primordial germ cell. So these are called as primordial germ cells. These primordial germ cells having ability to divide mitotically, so that they can able to produce huge number of daughter cells, and these are diploid cells. So the diploid cells produced in this process, they are called as oogonia. They are called as oogonia, and the repeated mitotically produced cells from germinal epithelium, they are called as primordial germ cell. They are called as primordial germ cell. And primordial germ cell, by repeated mitotic division, it produces oogonia, and that oogonia is otherwise called as egg mother cell. So many oogonia are produced in the phase of multiplication. Then the second phase starts, that is the growth phase. Students, growth phase is characterized by growing of that oogonium. Out of that huge number of oogonium, diploid oogonium, they undergo further growth by accumulation of more amount of nuclear sap, increase in cytoplasmic organelles, and other cellular organelles are formed. Protein synthesis increases during this phase, and it is further divided into two phases. In case of man, it takes about 12 to 13 years for growing of that oogonium to become primary oocyte. So at that time, the oogonia get converted into 7 times larger primary oocytes. So the result of this phase is formation of that primary oocyte, and that primary oocyte takes a time period of 12 to 13 years for its appearance in case of a female during puberty. So the result of multiplication phase is to produce a huge number of diploid oogonium, and the result of that growth phase is to produce that single primary oocyte. So growth phase is further divided into two phases. That is, the first one is pre-vitellogenesis, and the second one is vitellogenesis. As earlierly I have told you that the pre-vitellogenesis, pre means previous, vitellogenesis means the formation of yolk in egg. The process of formation of yolk in egg is called as vitellogenesis, and prior to that of vitellogenesis is pre-vitellogenesis. So the primary oocyte formed, and oogonium prepares itself to become that primary oocyte. But prior to that of formation of yolk, it undergo a phase that is called as pre-vitellogenesis. And during pre-vitellogenesis, oogonium increases in its size by accumulation of more cellular substances. By accumulation of nuclear sap, nucleus get enlarged, and such enlarged nucleus is called as germinal vesicle. In case of man, as you know, it takes about 12 to 13 years, but in case of frog, it takes about 3 years for release of that first primary oocyte. And in case of frog, the primary oocyte become 27,000 larger in comparison to that of oogonium. But in case of human being, the oogonium 7 times become larger to get converted into that primary oocyte. But earlierly that I have already told you in that spermatogenesis, the primary spermatocyte is almost doubled to that of spermatogonia. But in case of that oogenesis, the primary oocyte becomes 7 times larger than that of oogonia. ताहले पिले माने 7 times larger हेला केमिति by accumulation of more amount of nuclear cellular substances, nuclear shape. So increase in number of cellular organelles like that of mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, and some granular, special granular structures appear below the plasma membrane. They are called as cortical granules. Cortical granule गुड़िक यह समय तैयारी हुए एवं तार जगह होची these cortical granules lies at पेरीभाइटेलाइन स्पेस. पिले माने आमे एग रो स्ट्रक्चर जदि आमे देखिबा ताहले एग रो स्ट्रक्चर रे आमे आगो को पढ़िबा बाहर पटे रहिला कोरोना रेडियाटा, ता तळकु रहिला जोना पेलुसिडा, ता तळकु भाइटेलाइन मेम्ब्रेन, ता तळकु एग रो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन. ए जो भाइटेलाइन मेम्ब्रेन चारिपटे जो स्पेस रहुची ताकू कहगला पेरीभाइटेलाइन स्पेस. Towards the animal pole of perivitelline space, these cortical granules are produced. Then vitellogenesis. Vitellogenesis is the process by which the formation of yolk takes place. As you know, yolk is the reserve food material for the developing embryo. It is the storage food material. जदि आम तार कंपोजिशन देखा ताहले योक कंटेन्स वेरी लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ प्रोटीन विद इन इट, फॉस्फोलिपिड्स and different concentrations of or different combinations of fats are present within it. So the formation of yolk in egg is called as vitellogenesis, and during that vitellogenesis yolk is produced in liver, but later on it carried to that of egg through the blood stream. Then it is accumulated within the egg. So I have to told you that function of yolk, function of yolk. ताहले yolk is the reserve food material for developing embryo, and it contains proteins, phospholipids, and within it fat also present. So how that yolk help in developing embryo? The important functions of that yolk is, first function is it determines the plane of cleavage. पिले माने आगोर मु कहिछि जे क्लीवेज इज द सेगमेंटेशन ऑफ फर्टिलाइज्ड एग, जहार प्रभाव रे गोटे यूनिसेलुलर जाइगोट गोटे मल्टीसेलुलर एम्ब्रियो रे परिणत होछि. ताहले इट डिटरमाइन्स द प्लेन ऑफ क्लीवेज. फंक्शन हैला फर्स्ट फंक्शन, it determines the plane of cleavage plane को determine कला. The second important function is it help in growth and development of embryo, help in growth and development of embryo. Then the third important function is it is the storage food material. It is the storage food for embryo. ताले एम्ब्रियो पाई स्टोरेज फूड, तेणु एम्ब्रियो रो ग्रोथ आउ डेवलपमेंट करेला, and it determines the plane of cleavage. And the fourth important, very important function is it determines it determines whether the development is direct or indirect. It determines the development whether it is direct or indirect. ताहले पिले माने योग परफॉर्म द वाइटल एक्टिविटीज ऑफ एग ड्यूरिंग एम्ब्रियोनिक डेवलपमेंट. सो इट डिटरमाइन्स द प्लेन ऑफ क्लीवेज को ये डिटरमाइन कला क्लीवेज प्लेन को. इट हेल्प इन ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एम्ब्रियो डेफिनेटली आज इट फॉर्म द स्टोरेज फूड मटेरियल. इट help in growth and development. And final one, it determines whether the development is direct or indirect. पिले मैंने इटे कही रखुची डेवलपमेंट डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट केमिति हुए. इफ इट an egg contains very small amount of yolk, here definitely the growth the development become indirect as intermediate form or larval form is formed. But in case of direct development, as it contains more amount of yolk is there in egg, so more storage food material remain present within the egg, which contribute in the development. So here the development is direct. More yolk, development is direct. Less amount of yolk, then the development is indirect. As you know, in case of frog, as the egg is mesolethal, so moderate amount of yolk is present. So here development is indirect. सेइथिपाई गोटे लार्भा बा टैडपोल लार्भा रे परिणत होछि. किंतु in case of other organisms like that of fowl, in its egg huge amount of yolk present, so it directly produces its young one. But it is quite different in case of human development. Human egg is alethal. So without or absence of yolk, the development is here direct because of that uterine milk secreted from uterus which nourishes that developing embryo. So this is vitellogenesis. Then the last phase of oogenesis, that is maturation phase. So at the end of this growth phase, primary oocyte has formed, which is also diploid like that of oogonium. In maturation phase, as it is the final phase of that oogenesis, the maturation phase completed by meiotic cell division. So the primary oocyte undergo meiosis. As you know, meiosis is otherwise called as reduction division and divided into two divisions. First one is meiosis 1 and second one is meiosis 2. In meiosis 1, the primary oocyte that is diploid undergo haploid and produces two cells. They are called as secondary oocyte. In maturation phase, as it undergo that meiosis, and meiosis is characterized by presence of two phases. First one is meiosis 1 and second one is meiosis 2. In meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, पिले माने meiosis 1 is otherwise called as a reduction division. Reduction division एइथिपाई कुहा जाउची the chromosome number of that parent cell reduced into two daughter cells with reduction number of nucleus, haploid number of chromosome, and in meiosis 2 it is equivalent to that of mitosis or equational division. So these two divisions of meiosis completed to form that ooty. or matured ovum. So in oogenesis, the primordial germ cell is diploid, then it undergo repeated mitotic division. Previously I have told you those cells become germinal epithelium रो जो सेल गुड़ाक बड़ हेब विथ लार्जर न्यूक्लियस से कहगला प्राइमोडियल जर्म सेल, ताकू कहगला प्राइमोडियल germ cell. It undergo mitosis, repeated mitosis, then it produces huge number of daughter cells, that is also diploid. Daughter cells are also diploid. It contains that equal amount of chromosome, equal number of chromosome within it, and produces huge number of cells, and this phase is termed as multiplication phase. ये phase टाको हमें कहले multiplication phase. Multiplication phase. Then out of that huge number of oogonia, these are called as oogonia or egg mother cell. Egg mother cell. These are also diploid, and out of that oogonia some get enlarged by 7 times. 7 गुणा बड़ हो गला. केमिति बड़ है? By accumulation of more amount of cellular substances, nuclear shell, the chromosome become longer, thread like and looks like lamp brush chromosome. So it become enlarged by 7 times of that oogonium. Pilemane, this is also diploid and called as primary oocyte. Aku kahagala primary oocyte. It is also diploid. And this phase is called as growth phase. This phase is called as growth phase. And the final or last phase of that oogenesis is maturation phase. In that maturation phase, here mitosis takes place in multiplication phase, and during maturation phase, as gametes are always haploid. So from that diploid primary oocyte, in meiosis 1, it is reduction division and produces 2 daughter cells. One becomes smaller and another become larger. The smaller one is called as first polar body. It is called as first polar body with less amount of cytoplasm, and the bigger one is secondary oocyte. बड़टा को कहगला सेकेंडरी oocyte एवं छोटटा को कहगला फर्स्ट पोलार बॉडी. In meiosis 2, as earlierly I have told you, meiosis 2 is similar to that of mitosis. So in meiosis 2, it is equational division. One small cell and another larger cell is produced. The larger one is called as oocyte and the smaller one is second polar body. It is second polar body. by the division of that first polar body, it produces two haploid cells. They are also called as second polar bodies. So at last, in maturation phase, from a primary oocyte, 2-3 secondary bodies are formed, which are haploid without cytoplasm or less amount of cytoplasm present. That is why they are unable to take part in the process of fertilization. But here the oocyte is produced, it is able to fertilize by presence of that sperm. Students, during ovulation, during 14th days of menstrual cycle, in ovulatory phase, that secondary oocyte enter and released and enter into the fallopian tube, not that matured ovum oocyte. That secondary oocyte, after entering into the fallopian tube of female, fertilization takes place in presence of sperm in ampulla of fallopian tube, and second maturation division, this division is completed within that fallopian tube. So this is all about that oogenesis, and I am giving you some questions regarding to this topic before going to that of hormonal control of oogenesis. So first of all, hormonal control of oogenesis. So first of all, hormonal control of oogenesis. How hormone control the entire process of oogenesis? Students, the GnRH that released from hypothalamus. So hypothalamus of brain releases that gonadotropic releasing hormone which stimulates anterior lobe of pituitary. So this GnRH stimulates anterior pituitary to release another hormone, that is FSH and LH. FSH act on ovary and bring about final maturation of that egg. Growth and maturation of egg is maintained by secretion of follicle stimulating hormone, and LH bring about stimulation to that of corpus luteum. So FSH act upon ovarian follicle and LH act upon corpus luteum to secrete progesterone to maintain pregnancy. So once again, the hormonal control, hormone that controls the entire process of oogenesis, that is the GnRH secreted from hypothalamus of brain, act upon that anterior lobe of pituitary and stimulates it to release that FSH and LH, both act upon ovary. FSH bring about growth and final maturation of ovum, and LH stimulates that corpus luteum for secretion of progesterone which maintains pregnancy. So students, now I am going to that question section and 10 questions are given to you. So the questions are, first one is, the oogonium multiply by mitotic division projecting stroma of ovary by forming a cord like structure. called as dash. The oocyte grows into a functional haploid dash. Dash hormone induces the rupture of matured Graafian follicle. How many eggs do you think have been released if the mother gave birth to identical twins? Then in oogogenesis, haploid egg is fertilized by sperm at which stage? How many eggs are released by human ovary in her lifetime? जीवन काल भितर केतेटा एग रिलीज कराउछि? डैश स्टेज लीड टू द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ फास्ट पोलर बॉडी केते बेले तैयारी होउछि? व्हिच पार्ट ऑफ ओवरी इन मैमल अटैच्ड टू एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड आफ्टर ओव्यूलेशन? ओव्यूलेशन पर को एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड तैयारी होउछि ओवरी भितर? इन oogenesis ए डिप्लॉयड सेल प्रोड्यूस टू डैश नंबर ऑफ ओवा, केतेटा ओवा तैयारी करूछि? At which stage of life is oogenesis initiated in human female? So you have to answer these questions and inform me through that comments. So thanking you.